Aloha, everyone. Bonjour. Good afternoon. It is an absolute thrill to be back in person in Hawaii. And if you notice, where's Eric from Japan? The first person up here is the Canada market. Just so you know, the Canada market is #1 today. And you all know, if you've been here before, that I have been so thrilled the last couple of years to say that Canada was the #1 international market into Hawaii. I don't know what Eric's paying the Japanese to come here, but we're going to beat you one day again, I promise. Anyway, it's a delight to be here and share some of the things that we are planning in the Canadian market. You saw some of the things we've been doing with our partners and a lot of you that have come to visit our wonderful country of Canada and share the Aloha spirit. So we're going to start. Vanity, I have to put the glasses on. So our Hawaii Canada team is a lot of people that are in Canada from coast to coast that are looking after promoting Canada. And I'm thrilled that I have with me our account director for Hawaii. Colin Wood is here, back with us. And I hope you'll all get a chance to spend some time with Colin this week. But we've got our PR team, our events team, our advertising team, our social team. So they're all here to make sure that Hawaii is top of mind in the Canadian market. So a little snapshot about Canada. Confidence is coming back slowly, and we have a bit of an unemployment issue, but even that looks like it's improving. We do have interest rates that are falling, and this is really good news for people looking to buy homes, which has been a bit of an issue the last year or two. So this is a really good thing, and we're looking at another interest drop in the next month. Our dollar is about 74 cents US, so it's still that 74, 75 cents, which is okay. If it goes lower than that, we definitely see a concern. But that said, our competitive environment, it looks good. First half of 2024, our outbound travel from Canada is 11% up year over year. Very significant. We're now at 97% outbound travel as where we were in 2019. So very great recovery. You can see Europe and the UK are up 10% year over year. Asia and Oceania is up 30%, but they're still not back to where they were in 2019. We're only about 83%. But you can see our year-over-year increases in Caribbean, Mexico, and Central America since 2019, and we'll talk about them in a couple of minutes. So this is a really interesting slide. This is the non-USA competitive environment of destinations where Canadians are going to right now in 2024. Look at the numbers for Italy and Portugal. Huge numbers. But Japan, obviously, the yen, the value of the yen is very significant, but Japan, Italy, and Portugal have been spending significant marketing money in the Canadian market. And you can see with the numbers, they're achieving some great returns. But our winter beach for Canadians have to get away in the winter. When we look at those destinations which are competing with a Hawaii winter beach vacation, you can see that Mexico is still our #1, 1.5 million. It's up 11%. Dominican Republic, Cuba, and Jamaica. Those are traditionally the 4 destinations that, for a winter escape, Canadians are going to, and all of these numbers are up. And again, all of those 4 destinations are very much in all-inclusive vacations, which Canadians do like because of the value that they foresee. Let's get to the top U.S. destinations for Canadians this year. The good news is I was in an Expedia presentation yesterday, and Hawaii didn't make the top 10, but we made the top 10 in Canada. We're #9. So the good news is that we are within the top 10 of U.S. destinations. And you can see, I mean, Orlando, very much a 3-hour flight from Toronto, family destination with the parks. In Vegas, of course, you know you all go to Vegas. So we can see what the other U.S. cities, some of them are down this year, which is interesting. But Hawaii, we have an increase, and we're expecting to increase that even more. So for January to July, these are the stats we have. Thank you for the update, 285,000, that's even better, but we had 261,000 visitors so far. But look at the per person per trip and the first-time visitors. So I think that's really interesting that we are finally getting to really attract a new visitor to Hawaii. And I think that's very important. The ones that have come back, they'll continue to come back, and our repeat visitors are very important. But we're very thrilled that we're getting first-time visitors, that one of the goals that we're all trying to achieve. Obviously, 91% so far is leisure, but we think that there's an opportunity for the MICE market out of the Canadian as well. We've talked to Lynn and her team about how we can get those numbers up of Canadians attending events in Hawaii. But here's the change, and I don't know if you can see it, but Maui was always Canada's #1 destination in Hawaii, the #1 island. We called it our 11th province, as you remember. But this year, unfortunately, Maui's #2, and Oahu is #1 for arrivals. Now, a lot of that is due to decreased capacity directly into Maui. So people going to Maui have had to come through Honolulu and then connect. But we know that the more we keep doing to get the Canadians back to Maui, these stats will continue. But good numbers into the island of Hawaii and Kauai as well. The average age of Canadians coming to Hawaii is 48. We have an aging population in Canada, so we'll talk about that in a couple of minutes. But there are 2.3 people. I don't know who the 0.3 of a person is that comes, but obviously they're bringing families now. We're getting more multi-generational travel from Canadians, which is all good news for Hawaii. And who are we as a Canadian traveler? 67% of Canadians have a passport, compared to only 46% in the US. So we are also, a new study from American Express, we're now ranked the second highest global market for anticipated average leisure travel spending annually. Sounds like a mouthful, but it's interesting. But that's really good. So Canadians are definitely a market that you want in Hawaii, and we also are taking longer trips. So this is important for coming to Hawaii. But we also are still looking for value, not cheap, but value. So that's very important for Canadians. Canadian travelers, the bucket list, once in a lifetime, these are the types of vacations Canadians are looking for, and of course Hawaii is the perfect place. What we're seeing is some interesting trends. Canadians are going back to travel agents. So really important in our strategy to work with the travel trade, get them trained up and understanding how to sell respectfully this wonderful destination is important. So the trend for travel agents is important, and we're seeing a lot more solo travel, particularly women. So women, solo travel, mindful travel, wellness travel, and what's not on here is, which we've been talking about this week, sports tourism. Canadians love to travel for sports. Pickleball's pretty huge in Canada right now, so looking forward to the pickleball ports here. So this is important. Sustainable travel is something Canadians are very important in their travel destinations. They will pick destinations and hotels based on your sustainable policies, so it's very important for Canadians. And again, the themes we talked about and that Daniel talked about, just sharing the aloha spirit that is so wonderful to come here, and the malama and the kuleana. Canadians do like to give back while they're on vacation. Safety is important to Canadians as well. So the market potential for Canada, in summary, is really good. It's really positive. We have a lot of Canadians that really, even though the economy is a little sluggish, the luxury traveler isn't worried about that. We have the highest amount of private jet travel in Canada that we've ever seen, so people that with money are traveling. So we know that the affluent traveler is ready to travel to Hawaii, and we just have to get to them in the right marketing and media that we're planning for this upcoming year. The competitive advantage, you know what it is, the people, the culture. Here's a bit of an overview of the air seats into Hawaii. Right now, our two partners, Air Canada and WestJet. What's great news is the nonstop Toronto to Honolulu flight is coming back December 6th through to March in our peak winter season. And of course, WestJet continues to have more flights to different destinations. So really important that we know we've lost some of the Maui inventory, but we're continuing to increase with both WestJet and Air Canada in certain flights. And of course, you can go through the US so well, through Chicago, San Francisco, LA. There's lots of ways you can go through the US to get here as well. So for the rest of 2024, some things that we are doing, we have 2 Air Canada Vacations FAMs, one coming to Maui, one coming to Oahu. In Oahu, it's all from the French-Canadian market of Quebec, which is a market we are trying to develop. We think it's going to be very successful. So thank you to the partners that are helping us with these wonderful FAMs and the island chapters. We'll continue with our consumer direct programs, and our travel trade shows. We just finished Air Canada vacation shows across Canada, and we have another one coming up in maritime travel in Halifax in November. And our Aloha Canada. This is our signature event of the year, October 21 through to 24th. We're going to Vancouver, Toronto, and Calgary this year, and we're really thrilled. We have 16 partners, as well as our wonderful island chapters attending, and we already have got great response from our Canadian partners. We'll be doing media events in Toronto and Vancouver as well. So thank you for participating, and we're already talking about next year. So the audience isn't really going to change for 2025. We're looking at that same affluent traveler, mindful traveler, our snowbirds and retirees. As I said, Canadians are the aging population, so people are retiring earlier and want to come to Hawaii. And you can see this, 70% of our visitors right now are coming from Western Canada, British Columbia and Alberta. But when you look at the demographics, Ontario is our #1 province with money, business, as well as population, and it's over-indexing by 36% of the desired market. So we will be, again, focusing a lot of what we're doing into the Ontario market in addition to continuing what we do in Western Canada. Consumer direct, we will continue to share all the wonderful attributes in all of our direct consumer strategy that we will be doing. But what we are doing a little differently this year is it's not just the message of Malama, the message of Hawaii. Everything we're going to do, we will have a call to action by one of our partners, whether it be our airline partners, so that when we get and inspire our customers and our travelers, that they'll actually have an opportunity to book, which we think will be the next stage in our development of our marketing. So our consumer direct tactics, again, social media, both paid and organic. We'll be doing digital campaigns, connected TV. Television is still a little bit of an important market, and connected TV is very significant in Canada. Online video is the #1 way to get to the travelers, and I think we now are 6.5 hours a day on our mobile devices, so we'll be making sure that we're serving up wonderful Hawaii product. And out of home, we're looking at some interesting out of home activations in some of our key markets across Canada. Again, talking about airline bookings with our partners, Air Canada and WestJet, looking at some direct tactics to stimulate bookings with both of our airline partners. Snowbirds, you all know what a snowbird is. These are the Canadians that just want to fly away in the winter to get rid of the snow and come to Hawaii. Maui, of course, there's many Canadians that own homes or come for the winter, and now other Canadians across Canada, we're working with them. Snowbird Advisor is a really interesting membership. It's a free membership for snowbirds, and we have a great portal now about Hawaii and things they can do. And when snowbirds come, they don't just stay for a couple of months on their own. They bring their multi-generational travel. So they bring the kids, they bring the grandkids, their friends come, their golfing buddies come. So you're looking at not just one couple coming, you're looking at a lot more travelers. So we think this is a great tactic for us, again, because of the growth of the Canadians, the aging population of Canadians. Today is actually, in Canada, it's Senior Citizen Day, so whatever. For anybody in the room over 55, we call seniors 55. In public relations, we will be doing another group media fam. We haven't decided yet exactly what island or what we'll be doing, but continue with our outreach to influencers and journalists across Canada, and not just in the travel set, but also going out now into lifestyle and culinary and now sports. So we're looking at some different media that we can work with. And also looking at more broadcast television segments. Don't you love this picture? This Maui came to Vancouver. We had them on television. They met with all the journalists, and it was a really great few days of them sharing the aloha spirit from Maui when they came. Travel trade strategy, we have three goals: communication, and as we said, 5 minutes, that's it? I've got 25 left. Okay. Kidding. All right, communications, making sure our travel trade partners have the right information on how to sell to the right customers. So that's really important, and we'll be doing that with our travel trade media partners. PAX and Travel Week and Baxter are our three main partners that we work with. Education, again, looking at doing webinars and training for all of our partners. Our Destination Specialist program, promoting that. Looking at partnerships outside of our main airline partners. Travel Brands, of course, is one. AMA, this is the Alberta Motor Association, which is AAA in Canada, is CAA. Expedia, of course, is our #1 OTA partner. And we have some new partners this year. Costco, which is right now the #1 producing travel agent in Canada for Hawaii. So it's just amazing. So we're looking at doing some more programs with Costco. Air Miles, which is a Bank of Montreal loyalty program. We'll be doing some really interesting campaigns with them. And Flight Center, we know, is very successful in Oceania as a partner, and we'll be developing it in the Canadian market as well. And just, again, for travel agents, we'll be doing FAMs, product manager FAMs. We're working on, again, where we'll be doing that in next year, and a media FAM as well. Co-ops will be working again cooperatively with our main partners, tour operators and airlines. And Aloha Canada for next year, put it in your right now in your diaries. It's not in October. We're looking at the first week of December because we've got some competitive dates of other markets doing things, and your IMAX, you've always got so many things going on. So we'll send you an updated dates once we talk to HTA and clear it. But we're looking at doing that, and possibly Montreal, as we're looking at developing the Quebec market again, as well as Toronto and perhaps Edmonton. Again, consumer digital will be doing, again, looking at retargeting all of the things that we're doing out of home. Again, as we mentioned, we're looking into some interesting activations. And for you, for partnership opportunities, we'd love to get you involved in some of our trade shows that we do with partners, consumer shows, our Aloha Canada, any of the webinars that we're doing to have you as part of those programs, our media FAMs, our press trips that we do, and we'll also be launching a new social media posting program. So we'll share some of these partner opportunities on the website very shortly, and you can talk to us about them. So success metrics, I think I have 1 minute. Obviously, total expenditure by visitors as well as length of stay is something very important that we'll be measuring. And also the recall message. Did you hear about the messaging about when you go to Hawaii, to Kilohana, this wonderful place? That's really important that we know that they know before they come. So we'll be looking at that. And also future travel consideration that they come back. And success measures again, the media impressions, of course, in the travel trade, as well as in any of the digital that we do or the direct consumer marketing, all the trade shows that we do, and initiatives. So mahalo, thank you, merci beaucoup. And we again are thrilled with the support from all of you of the Canadian market, the #1 Canadian market. But the one thing I forgot to mention, I don't know if on that one slide about the international destinations where Canadians are going, did you see Japan? It was through the roof. So I'm really worried that Eric has got a campaign where Canadians that are supposed to be coming to Hawaii, and they just keep going and they go to Japan. So we got to get them back, Eric. Anyway, kidding. Canadians definitely right now, Japan has been a big destination for Canadians this year. But they're coming to Hawaii, they're coming back, and we thank you all for being partners to all of the things that we do in Canada. Mahalo.